So this is problem number 16 out of the Unit 3 homework. In this problem, what we're going to find is that we have multiple probabilities together that we're going to be combining to achieve the probability that we're looking for. So notice what it says is this. One source states that 48% of adults believe that the best way to achieve the ideal body type is to eat healthy as opposed to exercising. Okay? Randomly select 3 adults and then find the probabilities. Round your answer to at least 3 decimal places. Okay? Now, in this scenario, what I want to do first is I want to define some of our probabilities. Okay? I know that the probability that people think that eating healthy, I'm going to call that P of H, the probability that eating healthy leads to an ideal body type is equal to 0.48. That's our 48% right here, right? The rest believe that you achieve the ideal body type by exercising. I'm actually going to find the probability for that here real quick. The probability that exercise, we'll call that P of E, is equal to what? If 48% believe it's eating healthy, what does that leave for believing that it is exercise? Well, 48%, what's the opposite of that? That's 52%. So 0.52. 52% people believe then that exercising is the way to achieve the ideal body type. So those are important because those are the probabilities that I'm going to use to answer these problems. The first question says this: we're going to find the probability that none of the 3 believe that healthy eating will achieve the ideal body type. Well, if we're looking at none believe that healthy eating will achieve the ideal body type, doesn't that mean that they all believe that exercise will lead to the ideal body type? Okay, so that's the probability that we're actually going to work with, because if none believe that healthy eating, that means they all believe that it's exercise. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're gonna write. I like to write it like this. I have 3 people here. What is the probability that the first person believes that it is exercise that leads? Remember, it's not eating, but it's the exercise. It's not healthy eating, it's the exercise that leads. Well, what's the probability of that first person? It's 52%, so 0.52. Well, what's the probability that the second person? Well, it's the same exact probability because it's every person has the same exact chance of being a person that thinks it's exercise. So another 0.52. And what's the probability that this third person believes that exercise is the best way to achieve the ideal body type? For that person, it's also 52%. But what we're actually interested in, not only the probability for this person and this person over here, but what about the probability of all 3 of them agreeing on that? And notice what I just said. We want the probability that this person and this person and this person all believe, all 3 of them that we're randomly selecting believe the same thing, that it's exercise. Well, in probability, whenever we hear the word and, it always is multiplication. Or is addition. If we want this or this, we add probabilities together. If it's this and this, we multiply them together. And if we take 0.52 times 0.52 times 0.52 and round to 3 decimal places, we end up with 0.141, or about 14.1% chance that all 3 of them believe that it's not eating healthy that it makes you achieve the ideal body type. Well, let's look at part B. What about this? All, okay, instead of none, it's all of the 3 believe that healthy eating will achieve the ideal body type. So first off, all 3 of them believe that eating healthy. Well, what is my probability for healthy eating leading to that? It's 0.48. I again have 3 different people. what is the probability that each of them individually believes that healthy eating is the way to achieve the ideal body type? Well, for each of them individually, it's 48%, 0.48. But I'm not interested in each of them individually. I'm interested in, what if I randomly select 3 people and the first person and the second person and the third person all believe that healthy eating is the way to achieve the ideal body type? I multiply them together because I want this person and this person and this person with those associated probabilities. When I do that multiplication, I end up with a 0.111 when rounded to the nearest or to the 3 decimal places. So this is what you answer in the ALEKS system, which for us, though, we know is about 11.1% chance that all 3 of them believe that healthy eating will achieve the ideal body type. Part C is interesting. Part C, there's one little trick that makes this super simple to solve, okay? It says this: what is the probability that at least one of the 3 will believe that healthy eating will achieve the ideal body type? So what does that mean? At least one. So that means that what is the probability that 1 out of the 3 will believe that healthy eating will achieve the ideal body type? What about, or at least 1 also means that, what about 2 out of 3 of them? Well, at least 1 also means, what about all 3 out of 3? I have a whole bunch of different scenarios that this is encompassing. I don't want to have to figure out all of those different scenarios. So here's what I'm going to do. I think that finding the opposite of what I'm being asked for is going to be easier. What is the opposite of at least 1? Well, the opposite of at least 1 is none. So what is the probability then? I'm going to first find the opposite probability that I'm looking for. I want to find the probability that none of the 3 will believe that healthy eating will achieve the ideal body. Well, if none of the 3 believe that healthy eating achieves the ideal body type, doesn't that mean that all 3 of them believe that exercise is what leads to that? Didn't we already figure that out? Wasn't that up here? What is the probability that none of the 3 believe that healthy eating will achieve the ideal body type? We already found that probability. That probability was 0.141. So the probability that none is 0.141. But that is the opposite of what we're asked for here. The opposite of none believe that healthy eating will achieve the ideal body type is that at least 1 will. Well, in statistics or in probability, we call this the complement. It's the opposite. And in probability, when we want to find the complement of something, it's 1 minus. Because if 14.1% is none, what is the opposite or the complement of 14.1%? Well, we're going to end up doing 1 minus 0.141, which gives us a 0.859. 0.859. So again, what did we just do here? First, we found the opposite of what we're looking for. Instead of at least 1, we found none, which we already calculated up in part A. And then to find what we are looking for, we'd find the complement of that probability. So 1 minus that probability, which results in a 0.859. So about 85.9% chance that at least 1 person out of the 3, so either 1 or 2 or all 3, believe that healthy eating will achieve the ideal body type.